Alright, welcome to Ben's Collection Academy. In this video, I'll be showing you how to draft a safari bishop collar suit. Alright, so the measurement we'll be using is our shoulder 18, the sleeve length is 24, the chest is 39, the suit length is 29, and the biceps is 14, while the tummy is 36. Alright, so the first thing you do is to take our boundary line. We'll be using the top as our top boundary line. Then we'll take 1 inch here as our boundary line here. Alright, so the first thing you do now is to take 1.5 from your top boundary line for your top boundary line. So we connect our line. We are trying to get our board frame. So we take our length from this 1.5. We take our full length. Our full length is 29. This is 29. Then our folding allowance 1.5. It's 9. You add 1.5. It's 9. 1.5. Then we rule our line. So in order to get the board frame, we'll be adding 14 inches to our chest measurement, and our chest measurement is 39. So we are adding 14 inches to 39. If you do that, it will give us. If you add 14 inches to 39, it will give us 1, 2, 3, 4. It will give us 53. Then you divide your 53 by 2. We divide our 53 by 2. If you do that, it will give us 26.5. Then these are 26.5. 26.5. Then you rule your line. Alright, so now this is our board frame. The next line is to take our tummy line. Our tummy line is 16. It is 16. Alright, so the next line we are taking is our biceps line, which is our arm line. So before we take our arm line, we will measure 1 inch upward. 1 inch upward. So we rule our line. This 1 inch upward is where your front part will start from, and that's where our arm line will start from. Alright, so this is 1 inch upward. For this 1 inch upward, we measure our arm line. And our arm line, how do you get your arm line? You divide your bicep by 2. If you divide your bicep by 2, then you add 1.7 to it. If you do that, 14 by 2, it will give you 7 inch. So 7 inch plus 1.7, it will give you 8.7. So this is it. You measure your 8.7 from your 1 inch. You measure your 8.7 from your 1 inch. 8.7. Alright, so you rule your line. Okay, now, so this is it. The next thing you do now is to draft out your back part, your back neck. In drafting out your back neck, this is our sewing allowance, 0.5 from your boundary line, here, 0.5. Then you measure your neck. The neck is 3.5. So these are 3.5. Our neck depth is 1 inch. So you take a curve to your 1 inch like this. Alright, so in representing this neck in your front part, you add 1.5 to your 3.5, which will now give you 5 inch. So this is your 5 inch. We rule our line. So now with this, we get our shoulder. In getting our shoulder, remember your sewing allowance 0.5. Our shoulder is 18. This is 18, but we add sewing allowance, so you add 0.5 to it. Our shoulder slant is 2.5. 2.5, then you connect. Alright, so we will represent this shoulder slant in our front part. How do we do it? You measure it. If you measure it, it gives us 6.5. Then you bring down your 6.5 here. 6.5. We rule our line. Okay, now so let's finish up our back parts. In finishing it up, you measure 1 inch. Measure 1 inch. Then you rule this line. 1 inch line. Then from this line, remember our sewing allowance 0.5. Our shoulder here 18. You mark your 18. Then subtract half inch, which now give you 8.5. So you connect this 8.5 to your actual shoulder slant. Alright, if you have done that, you measure 0.7, 0.5 in order to have a shape from your back part. Then you connect it this point. Alright, so our tummy is 36. You divide your 36 by 6. If you do that, it will give you 6 inches. Then we measure our 6 inches from this back. Remember sewing allowance, this is 6 inches. Then you add another sewing allowance. Then we connect. Then from this point, you measure your shoulder. Our shoulder is 18. You subtract 0.5. This is it. Then you connect to your actual back. You connect this point. Alright. Our bend is 10.5. 10.5. Then here is 1.2. 1.2. Alright, so we are done with our back parts. We are done with our back part. The next thing you do is to drop out your front. Your front. This is our slant 2.5. 2.5. You connect. This point 2 inch. Then 3 inch. We connect this. Alright, so let's get our armhole. In getting our armhole, you measure 2 inch inward and 2 inch downward. Alright, so you connect up these points like this. You connect these points like this also. Alright, so we'll extend this curve upward. A little. Okay, so let's measure our tummy. If you remove sewing allowance it will give you 6 inch. Then you measure your tummy, you subtract your 6 inch from this front part. Then this is 36. Then we'll add 3 inches, 1 inch for button. The second the third, we add 1 inch for button, then we add another 2 inch for sewing allowance and the seaming allowance. So we are totally adding 3 inches. Alright, so this is it. 1, 2, and 3. With it now, so you drop half down a little. Alright, so our bend is 10.5. Here is 1.2. Then okay, so this is it. Alright, so our next is to measure our chest. We measure our chest, this point. This sewing allowance, 8 inch. You subtract your 8 inch, the same thing you did at the tummy part. Subtract the 8 inch. Our chest is 39. This is 39. So you measure, you add 3 more inches. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So this is it. Then you give it a curve to it this way. Alright, so let's get our tummy cut. This is half inch, then 1 inch, half inch, and here is 1.5. Then we connect our lines this way. Okay, before we get to this part, let's get our chest pocket location and down pocket location. In this point, you measure 1.7 from this part, 1.7. From your 1.7, you measure your chest pocket opening. Alright, our chest pocket opening is 4 inch. Then we'll get the middle part of our 4 inch, which is 2. So this is it. So you draft these 2 lines downward. Drag it downward. Alright, so down pocket location, you measure for your top 1 inch. Our down pocket location is 20.5. So this is 20.5. 20.5. You connect this way. Alright, now from this point, you connect to your half inch. Then you connect this way too. You can see this part is going out. This part is going out. You do same thing here. You remove 0.2, 0.2, then you connect this way. The same height. Same height. Alright, so we are done with that. The next thing is to get our curve. In getting our curve, Alright, so you can, before you get your curve, you measure 1 inch. 1 inch from your boundary line. Measure 1 inch. Then you connect this way. From this part, you can now take the curve. You can now take the curve this way, like this. Alright. This 0.5 is what you cut. You cut it this way. So we are not cutting this, we are cutting this. Alright. So this is our Safari Bishop collar suit. Safari Bishop collar suit. Alright, so we'll be drafting the sleeve in our next video.